Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and I saw Fixed and I didn't like it. Now believe it or not, I was actually really looking forward to this movie. I thought the premise was really clever and I've been a fan of Genndy Tartakovsky for several years now, and the fact that this was seemingly his passion project, he's been trying to get this off the ground since 2009, believe it or not, and it was almost going to be one of the casualties of Warner Brothers shelving their projects that made me want to see the movie even more. And I love a good R-rated raunchy comedy, and this movie just seemed to be right up my alley. I loved Sausage Party, I loved Strays. This should have been a slam dunk for me, but sadly it wasn't. I found this movie to be really bad, unfunny, and big wasted potential. Honestly, I was really let down by this, unfortunately. Now, starting with the things that I liked about this movie, I would definitely say it's a movie I respect more than I like. I respect that it's R-rated, I respect that it's traditionally animated, and we'll discuss that much more later. I respect that it's as filthy and as dirty as it is. I just respect that something like this was able to get made seemingly without like a lot of studio interference or whatnot. I also love the traditional animation in this. It's nothing on par with like the Disney Renaissance or anything, but it is still really beautiful. I love all the designs of the dogs. It's very fluid, and the backgrounds and use of color art is just absolutely gorgeous to look at. It really looked really beautiful despite all of the disgusting imagery that was unfolded onto the screen. It still looked beautifully and well animated here, despite how raunchy and filthy the movie is. And this movie got two big laughs out of me, two big laugh out loud moments. And ironically, it's the most violent jokes in the movie. They both involve the dismemberment of a squirrel and a dog being ran over by a car. That those two jokes were the highlight of the movie for me, shockingly. And I will say the movie does have some sweet moments amongst the filth and raunch. There's some really touching moments between the two dogs played by Adam Devine and Catherine Hahn that I found were sweet. I thought the ending was a nice resolution for them, not the climax. That was wrong, but what happens after that I thought was genuinely kind of cute. And there is a sweet moment between a Doberman and the dog Bobby Moynihan played. I thought that was kind of cute. But now on to my negatives. I really think this movie wasted its concept and premise because, like I said, this is a pretty solid premise for an adult animated comedy. Really, a dog finds out he's gonna get neutered. What is he gonna do? And you can think of all the crazy antics and hijinks that could happen as a result of this, but the movie doesn't really do it all that much. It honestly kind of forgets the premise halfway through the movie, so when it brings it up again near the end, you suddenly remember, oh yeah, the dog's getting neutered. I completely forgot about that. Instead, it's more just like a guy's night out movie but with dogs, and it doesn't even really do it that much with that. They get into some hijinks, but they're not really that funny or entertaining. Speaking of funny, this movie just isn't very funny to me, unfortunately. Again, outside of the two big laughs out of the film I wasn't really smiling, chuckling, or grinning throughout the movie. It just felt very low-hanging fruit and just recycled jokes that we've seen done before already, and there's nothing wrong with that. A good recycled joke can still be very, very funny, and there's nothing wrong with low-hanging fruit either. I don't have a high, clearly with me liking Sausage Party, I don't have a high bar when it comes to comedy, but I don't know, the jokes just did not land here for me. The timing just felt off, and they didn't really do anything new or inventive with the comedy to make it feel like its own thing. Again, it felt all very recycled and low-hanging fruit, and surprisingly I found this movie to have like a really slow pace and low energy to it, which is surprising for like an R-rated raunchy comedy. You'd expect the energy to be high and a lot of quick, fast-paced jokes every minute, but I found the movie to be really slow. It took way too much time, which is surprising considering Genndy's other film franchise, Hotel Transylvania, which is just always moving, very energetic, and has a joke every couple seconds here. So to see this movie like really like slowed down is just surprising. Again, it lacks that energy to really make the jokes land, and it took its sweet time. This movie is an hour and 27 minutes, yet it felt just as long as Fantastic Four, maybe even longer. The pacing just really drags here. I also found the characters to be rather uninteresting. Some of them have cute moments, and the voice actors are doing the best they can. Idris Elba is definitely the standout here. He does a great job here, but on their own, they're just really bland and forgettable, really. I didn't feel the camaraderie between the four dogs, and the love between the Catherine Hahn dog and Adam Devine's dog has its moments, but they spend the majority of the movie separated with each other, so you don't really get the full like experience between their love, really. And I just didn't buy their romance. Again, it has a couple of good moments, but it needed more of that for me to like really buy their love for each other, because again, they spend a good majority of the movie separated from each other. So overall, Fixed was a big disappointment for me. I had a lot of high hopes for this movie, and I'm not opposed to like this type of comedy. Again, look at the movies I mentioned already that I liked, but this movie just didn't do it for me. Outside of the respect I had that this movie got made, some cute moments, and two big laugh out loud moments, this movie just let me down. Sadly, I just felt like it wasted its strong premise. It didn't have very interesting or memorable characters. The humor and energy just completely fall flat. The movie moves by way too slow, and it just wasn't that funny. I barely laughed. If you want to see a good R-rated talking dog movie, I'd recommend Strays. I know that movie's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think that movie just exceeds where this movie fails. The jokes are stronger. I like the dogs in that movie much more. I think the message is stronger there, and the movie again is just really, really funny. It has that energy. This movie just didn't have any of that, unfortunately. I found this to be a big disappointment. So those were my thoughts on Fixed. What did you all think of it? If you've seen it, did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links at the end of the video. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp. Just